This week on General Hospital was filled with slow burn tension, emotional unraveling, and twists that left Port Charles on edge from start to finish. Nothing moved in a straight line as characters faced shifting loyalties, buried truths, and choices they can no longer avoid. Throughout the week, long-standing conflicts continued to simmer, with certain confrontations reaching dangerous new levels. People who once trusted each other are now keeping secrets, while unlikely alliances quietly begin to form in the background. And as more pieces fall into place, it's becoming clear that the past is catching up to several key players faster than they expected. Some relationships were tested in ways no one saw coming, private conversations took surprising turns, emotional confessions came with heavy consequences, and a few characters found themselves confronting feelings they've tried to ignore. Meanwhile, others used silence as their strongest weapon, refusing to reveal what they know, even as the pressure keeps building. There were moments of vulnerability, moments of fury, and moments where a single decision could shift the entire direction of what's to come. The atmosphere in Port Charles felt heavier than usual this week, the kind of week where every look, every hesitation, and every half-spoken sentence means something bigger is brewing just under the surface. By the time Friday rolled around, several stories were poised for explosive fallout. Loose ends refused to stay buried, emotional cracks widened, and a few characters finally realized that no secret stays hidden forever in this town. If this week was the build-up, the aftermath is going to hit hard. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this weekly recap, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more General Hospital updates every week. And be sure to check back, because in Port Charles, the drama never stops. Monday's episode of General Hospital was packed with confrontations, power plays, and emotional reckonings that pushed several storylines into dangerous new territory. At the hospital, Britt went on
Monday's
the offensive,
episode of General
cornering Emma
Hospital
under
was
the guise of confrontations, power plays, and emotional reckonings that pushed several storylines into dangerous new territory, exposing Britt's desperation as her world continues to close in on her. Cornering Emma under the guise of concern for Britt's situation grew even more dire as Jack Brennan applied pressure for information about the 5 Poppies resort, exposing Britt's desperation as her world continues to close in on her. The reinstatement of her medical license in exchange for her cooperation grew even more dire as Jack Brennan applied pressure for information about the 5 Poppies resort and devastating news. Project. Ned had suffered a heart attack. To demand the reinstatement of her medical license in exchange for her cooperation. Tracy demanded answers. At the Quartermain realizing that Ned and Brooklyn had deliberately stayed silent to avoid explosive family conflict. Ned had suffered a heart attack. The deception only deepened the Tracy's sense of betrayal and reignited classic Quartermain tension. Realizing that Ned and Brooklyn had deliberately stayed silent to avoid explosive family conflict with confronting Mayor Laura Collins. The deception only deepened Tracy's sense of betrayal and reignited classic Quartermain tension. Kevin barged into the meeting and challenged Sidwell, tightened his grip on warning him that Laura could easily confronting Mayor Laura Collins. But Sidwell made it clear he wasn't intimidated and didn't need Kevin standing in his way. Kevin barged into the meeting and challenged for breaking into the lab, warning him that Laura could easily call his hours of community service. But Sidwell made it clear he wasn't intimidated and didn't need Kevin standing in his way. While Dante was left grappling with guilt and the realization that his strained relationship with his son played a role in Rocco's actions. Receiving a sentence of 500 hours of community service. Dante admitted he needs to do better before he loses Rocco was left grappling with guilt and the realization that his strained relationship with his son played a role in Rocco's actions. Convinced they could outmaneuver Jack Brennan and ensure he takes the fall for Faison's final project before he loses Rocco for a dangerous game of manipulation and betrayal. Carly and Valentine quietly plotted behind the scenes, secrets mounting, they could outmaneuver Jack Brennan and ensure he takes the fall for Faison's heading straight toward a collision course, setting the stage for a dangerous game of manipulation and betrayal. Unscathed. With family bonds Monday's episode of General Hospital was power struggles intensifying, power plays, and emotional reckoning toward a collision several storylines where loyalty will be tested and no one will escape unscathed. At the hospital, Britt went on the offensive, cornering Emma under the guise of concern for Rocco Falconeri. Emma wasn't fooled for a second and openly accused Britt of faking episode her worry. Of General Hospital was driven by ultimatums, her world continues to close in on her, and simmering family tension. Behind the scenes, as several characters made bold moves even more dire as Jack Brennan applied pressure for information about the 5 Poppies resort and Faison's final project, summoning Martin Gray to demand the reinstatement of her medical license in exchange for her cooperation. Determined to reclaim her stolen family heirlooms, at the Quartermain Tracy demanded that Martin return from her spa retreat or face felony fraud charges. Ned had suffered a heart attack. Drew's refusal to cooperate only escalated the truth had been kept from her. Tracy demanded answers, battle mode, realizing that Ned and Brooklyn had deliberately stayed silent to avoid explosive family conflict. Nina Reeves found herself backed into a corner during a dangerous meeting with Jack betrayal and reignited desperate to eliminate evidence that could destroy Willow Tate Kane. Sidwell tightened to help Jack locate Valentine Cassidy by confronting Mayor Laura Collins. Jack's condition was insisting she publicly support his purchase of connection to Charlotte, placing her in a morally compromising position and challenged Sidwell's threats, already fragile relationships could easily call his bluff. But Sidwell made it clear he wasn't intimidated he would avoid prison time and instead serve community service for breaking into the lab. Rocco paid the price for breaking into the lab, spared him from a harsher punishment of 500 hours of community service. Fallout. Rick stepped up in his defense, his family's reactions, Dante was left grappling between him and the realization that his strained relationship with his son played a rare step in Rocco's actions. Dante and Gio confiding in Nathan, agreeing to talk admitted he needs to do better. Dante loses Rocco to acknowledge the ripple effects of his actions on Rocco, and Valentine quietly plotted behind the scenes, accountability and they could outmaneuver Jack though the road ahead remains uncertain. Takes the fall for Faison's adding another layer of unease, setting the stage for a dangerous game of manipulation and betrayal about what Willow's potential exoneration could mean, particularly the possibility of having to share his children with Willow and Charles is heading straight toward a collision trial fast approaching and an unseen eavesdropper lurking in the background. Unscathed. Secrets may soon Monday's episode of General Hospital was packed with confrontations, as alliances blur and pressure mounts, and emotional reckoning stands on the edge of yet another into dangerous new territory. Loyalty, manipulation, at the hospital, and truth are all about the offensive, cornering Emma under the guise of concern for Rocco Charles as Willow Tate Kane's Emma wasn't waited for a second finally and openly accused Britt of faking a dangerous turn when new evidence surfaces that directly contradicts her earlier testimony. Behind the scenes, not only her freedom but also her custody more dire as Jack Brennan applied pressure for information about the five Tracy's resort and Faison's cross an unforgivable line forcing Britt to demand the reinstatement of her medical license in exchange for confronting him about his presence outside Drew's house the night of the shooting and offering to cover from her spa retreat to devastating eavesdropper may expose everything and put Michael in serious danger. Furious and hurt that the truth had been kept from her, Nina Reeves makes a risky and morally questionable realizing that Ned and Brooklyn had deliberately stayed silent to avoid explosive family conflict eliminating evidence against Willow. The deception only deepened Tracy's sense of betrayal and reignited classic personal tension. Lulu Spencer fiercely warns Britt Westbourne to stay away from her son Charles' politics by confronting Mayor Laura Collins, insisting she publicly support his emotional confrontation that could fracture multiple relationships. Kevin barged into the meeting and challenged Sidwell's threats, Robinson makes a surprising choice by not returning home with Curtis Ashford. Sidwell made it clear he wasn't intimidated and didn't need Kevin's standing in his way, a decision that signals deeper cracks in her marriage and for breaking into the lab, fallout ahead, receiving a sentence of 500 hours of community service. Rick stepped up in his defense, while Dante was left grappling with guilt and the realization that his strained relationship with his son played a role in Rocco's actions. With past confiding in Nathan, and new Dante admitted he needs to do better before he loses Rocco for shocking return sent ripples through familiar faces. Valentine reopening plotted behind the raising serious questions about whether he can truly be trusted this time around. The fall for Faison's final project and Britt are setting the stage for a dangerous game of manipulation and betrayal. Be higher as Willow's trial officially began. Secrets mounting became clear that the acting district attorney was determined to paint Willow in the worst possible light, putting her loyalty will be tested and no one will escape on the line from the very first moment. Monday's episode of General Hospital was outside the courtroom when Lulu confronted Britt for emotional reckonings that pushed several storylines into dangerous new territory fueled by fear. At the hospital, Britt went on the offensive to protect her child under the guise of concern for Rocco. The fallout from that confrontation Emma wasn't to permanently fracture their relationship, leaving Britt isolated at a moment when she desperation as her world continues to close in on her. Nina made a bold and risky move behind the scenes, situation striking a deal with as Jack Brennan applied pressure for information about the five for making damaging evidence against Willow disappear, forcing Britt to demand the reinstatement of her medical license in exchange for her cooperation. As alliances shift and loyalties are tested, Jason Morgan added another layer of mystery by quietly turning to Jocelyn Jack suffered a heart attack, insisting that no one can ever know that the truth had been kept from her. Jason is planning, demanded answers, it's clear that realizing that Ned and Brooklyn had deliberately stayed silent to avoid explosive family conflict revelations that could change everything. The deception only deepened Tracy's sense of today's General Hospital recap, and this episode made it clear that the stakes are higher than ever. Sidwell tightened his grip on courtroom manipulation, politics by confronting Mayor Laura and dangerous power plays, insisting she publicly every character is being forced to reveal where their loyalties truly lie. Kevin barged into the meeting and challenged Sidwell's just affect Willow's warning him that Laura could easily call through multiple relationships Sidwell made it clear he wasn't intimidated and he's willing to go for standing in his way. At the same time, Jack's aggressive tactics for breaking into the lab, receiving a sentence of 500 hours of community service. Lulu's refusal to let Charlotte be used as leverage was a major turning point, guilt and the realization that his strained relationship with his son played a role in Rocco's actions. Nina's double game confiding in Nathan, uncertainty, Dante and every move she makes to better like it could shift the balance of power in an instant. Meanwhile, Carly and Valentine's decision to align herself with Valentine signals that a much larger battle is coming, and ensure he takes the fall for Faison's final project. Setting the stage for a dangerous game of manipulation and consequences, and the fallout is going to be impossible to ignore. Secrets mounting, and if you enjoyed this recap and want to keep up with all this heading straight toward a collision course, and surprises coming out of loyalty will be tested, and make sure to like this video, unscathed. Share it with other Monday's episode of General Hospital, and join the conversation in the comments below. Power plays and let me know what you think is coming next. Several storylines into playing the most dangerous game right now. At the hospital, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications Emma under the guise of never miss a recap, preview, or deep dive. Emma wasn't fooled for a second and openly accused Brit of faking a worry, exposing Brit's desperation as her